10 controversial rap songs from the 1990s that shocked America.
You'll tell your parents that we're going out. Never to the movie.
FBI letters, obscenity trials, presidential condemnations, murder charges.
I don't give a fuck. Put the grace to a man. Your ass will get boxed up. Put him in a straitjacket.
These weren't just songs that pushed boundaries. These were tracks that got artists arrested, sparked nationwide protests, and made the government take notice.
I hear Brenda's got a baby, but Brenda's barely got a brain, a dance.
You know the names. But what you're about to hear is what really happened when hip-hop refused to be silenced. And by number one, you'll understand why some people wanted this music erased from history.
My mama home ride for you, baby boo.
Number 10, Fuck the Police, N.W.A, 1988. August 1st, 1989, the FBI does something it had never done before. They send a letter, not to a terrorist, not to a foreign government, to a rap group from Compton. The target, a song called Fuck the Police. According to Jerry Heller, N.W.A.'s manager, it was one guy, Milt Alaric, assistant director of the FBI's Office of Public Affairs, acting alone, claiming to speak for the entire law enforcement community. The letter warned that recordings like N.W.A.'s were discouraged and degrading to the 78 officers who had been killed in the line of duty in 1988. But here's the thing, Alaric never even named the song in the letter. He didn't have to. Do you remember where you were the first time you heard it? Ice Cube wrote those lyrics nervous as hell. Dr. Dre was fresh out of county jail and didn't want more heat. But after Dre and Eazy-E got face down on the freeway at gunpoint over paintballs, something snapped. They went to the studio and created the song. And what the FBI didn't understand, what politicians and police unions couldn't grasp, is that N.W.A. wasn't advocating violence. They were documenting survival. The song structured itself like a courtroom. Dr. Dre as judge, Ice Cube, MC Ren, and Eazy-E testifying against the police department, inverting the system that had been crushing them their entire lives. And the backlash was immediate. Police departments nationwide faxed messages to each other. Shows got canceled in Detroit, Washington, D.C., Chattanooga, Milwaukee, Tyler, Texas, and the group got detained in Detroit. Only played Cincinnati after Bengals linebacker Reggie Williams spoke up for them. But here's what changed everything. That FBI letter, Jerry Heller sent it to the press. What was meant to intimidate became promotional gold. The Fraternal Order of Police declared a boycott. Congressman Don Edwards defended their First Amendment rights. And suddenly, Straight Outta Compton wasn't just an album. It was a cultural flashpoint, the song that proved the government was listening, and they were scared. Number 9, Me So Horny, 2 Live Crew, 1989. February 7th, 1989. 2 Live Crew drops As Nasty As They Wanna Be. The album goes platinum. Me So Horny hits number 26 on the Hot 100. Everything's rolling. Then Jack Thompson enters the picture, lawyer, activist, affiliated with the American Family Association, and he's got a mission shut 2 Live Crew down. Thompson convinced Florida Governor Bob Martinez that the album violated obscenity laws. Broward County Sheriff Nick Navarro got a ruling from Judge Mel Grossman, probable cause for obscenity. And on June 6, 1990, Judge Jose Gonzalez made history. He declared the album legally obscene.
I won't tell your mama if you don't tell your dad. I know you'll be
First time ever for a musical recording. Not just offensive, not just explicit, legally obscene, which meant selling it or performing it was now a crime. 2 days later, a record store owner, Charles Freeman, sold a copy to an undercover cop. Freeman was convicted, fined $1,000, lost his store, and later got arrested for dealing crack. Then on June 10th, 2 live crew performed at Club Futura in Hollywood, Florida. They got arrested mid-show. Luther Campbell, Fresh Kid Ice, and Brother Marquise.
A buck so much, I say what's wrong, baby doll. Would be enough.
Facing obscenity charges for performing their own music. And here's where it gets fascinating. The prosecution had to prove the album had no artistic value. Judge Gonzalez applied the Miller test designed for pornography in 1973 to music. He called it an appeal to dirty thoughts and the loins, not the intellect and the mind. Never mind that Me So Horny had been a top 40 hit. Never mind that it sampled Stanley Kubrick's Full Metal Jacket and Mass Production's Firecracker. The judge declared it worthless. But Professor Henry Louis Gates Jr. testified for the defense, explained the African American oral tradition, the linguistic innovation, the cultural context, and in October 1990, the jury acquitted them. Then in 1992, the 11th Circuit Court of Appeals overturned the obscenity ruling entirely. The prosecution hadn't proven the album lacked value, and suddenly, 2 live crew weren't just rappers. They were First Amendment heroes. The case established precedent. Rap lyrics are protected speech, and Uncle Luke was prepared to go to jail to prove it. Real talk. Only 9% of you watching this are actually subscribed. That hurts a little, not gonna lie. We spend hours digging through archives, fact-checking every detail, bringing these stories back to life because this music deserves to be remembered. And you're here because you care about that too. So if these videos mean something to you, if you've ever said, damn, I didn't know that, or felt something while watching, just hit subscribe. It's free, takes 2 seconds, and it tells YouTube to show this to more people who love this music like we do. Let's build this together. All right, back to the story. Number 8, Mind of a Lunatic. The Geto Boys, 1990.
I don't give a fuck. Put the great Superman, your ass will get boxed up. Put him in a straight jacket.
August 1990, Rick Rubin's about to release the Geto Boys through his Deaf American label. Geffen Records is the distributor. Everything's on schedule. Then Geffen executives actually listen to the album and they refuse. Completely pull out because of one song. Mind of a Lunatic. The lyrics described necrophilia and murder in graphic detail, and Geffen said no. They distribute Guns N' Roses. They distribute Andrew Dice Clay. But the Geto Boys crossed the line.
Paranoid, sitting in a deep sweat, thinking I gotta fuck somebody.
Scarface, Willie D, and Bushwick Bill were from Houston's 5th Ward, not trying to make radio-friendly hits, making music that reflected a reality most people didn't want to acknowledge. And Mind of a Lunatic wasn't the only problem. The entire album was extreme. The New York Times wrote that it made 2 live crews sound like a society luncheon. Geffen Vice President Bryn Bridenthal told the Associated Press she was frightened by the content. But here's the beautiful part. Deaf American opposed censorship. Found another distributor, got the album out through Warner Brothers in September 1990. And the controversy, free marketing. The album cover had a disclaimer sticker.
Give me a knife, a minute lives I'm wasting. The shadow of death follows me.
Deaf American Recordings is opposed to censorship. Our manufacturer and distributor, however, do not condone or endorse the content of this recording, which they find violent, sexist, racist, and indecent. A year later, they dropped We Can't Be Stopped.
I sit alone in my four-cornered room staring at candles.
The album cover showed Bushwick Bill in a hospital wheelchair, eye patch visible after shooting himself during a drunken incident with his girlfriend. Scarface and Willie D pushing him. Raw, unfiltered, real, and Mind Playing Tricks on Me became their biggest hit.
Before the weekends, the sight of blood excites me. Shoot you in the head.
Reached number 23 on the Hot R&B/Hip Hop chart, went platinum, proved that the same group Geffen was too scared to touch could create one of hip hop's most introspective classics. The streets knew what the labels didn't. Authenticity sells. Number 7, Tupacalypse Now, Tupac Shakur, 1991.
She's 12 years old and she's having a baby. In love with the molester.
November 12, 1991. 20-year-old Tupac Shakur releases his debut album, Tupacalypse Now. Socially conscious, politically charged, addressing racism, police brutality, poverty, gang violence, teenage pregnancy. The second single, Brenda's Got a Baby, tells the story of a 12-year-old girl who got pregnant by her cousin and threw the baby in a trash compactor. Based on a real New York Times article. Raw storytelling, no filter. Then April 1992 happens.
Who really didn't care to see or give a damn if she went out and had
Ronald Ray Howard, 19-year-old alleged crack dealer, shoots Texas State Trooper Bill Davidson during a traffic stop. Police find Tupacalypse Now in his tape deck. Howard's defense attorney claims the album incited him.
prostitute fam, swing. And Brenda's her name, she's got a baby.
The lyrics about killing police officers, the anti-authority messaging, and suddenly Tupac's not just a rapper, he's a national target. Vice President Dan Quayle holds a press conference, says the album has no place in our society.
Resist the temptation. Brenda got herself a boyfriend. Her boyfriend was a
Not just criticism, a sitting vice president calling for the album to be pulled from shelves. And here's what that really meant. The government was telling corporate America to silence this voice. Time Warner executives started sweating.
Can't help her, but it hurts to hear her calling. Brenda wants to run away.
Distribution deals got questioned. The message was clear. Make music like this. Face consequence from the top. But Tupac didn't back down. Responded on his next album, Strictly for My Niggas, called out Quayle directly.
Jane, the girl can hardly spell her name. That's not our problem. That's up to Brenda's family.
And Brenda's Got a Baby? That song wasn't advocating violence. It was exposing a system that abandoned vulnerable children. The song reached number 3 on Hot Rap Songs. Proved that conscious storytelling could compete commercially. And here's the lasting impact. Tupac was only 20 when Dan Quayle attacked him.
No money, no babysitter, she couldn't keep a job. She tried to sell crack, but ended up
young, still finding his voice. But instead of silencing him, that controversy elevated him, showed him the power he wielded, made him realize his music could shake institutions.
And her dad was a junkie putting death into his arms. It's sad, cause I bet
Every album after Tupacalypse Now got bolder, more defiant, more willing to name names and challenge systems. Dan Quayle wanted to erase Tupac. Instead, he helped create the icon.
What to throw away and what to keep. She wrapped the baby up and threw him in the trash.
Number 6, Cop Killer, Body Count, Ice-T, 1992. March 10th, 1992, Ice-T's metal band Body Count releases Cop Killer on their self-titled album. The song's a protest, visceral response to police brutality, written after the Rodney King beating. Over thrashing guitars and steady chant of "fuck the police," Ice-T raps about avenging injustice. The reaction was nuclear. Then President George H.W. Bush condemned the song publicly. Tipper Gore's PMRC attacked it. Police unions across the country called for boycotts. Stockholders in Warner Brothers threatened to pull out. Executives received death threats. Some countries tried to ban Ice-T entirely. New Zealand attempted to ban the entire group. Combined Task Force on Music Lyrics held hearings. Politicians from both parties lined up to denounce it. This wasn't just conservative backlash. This was bipartisan outrage. C. Dolores Tucker and William Bennett teamed up across party lines. Police organizations coordinated nationwide protests. The pressure on Time Warner was immense. Not just public opinion, financial threats, legal threats, death threats. And here's what Ice-T later explained. The song was already a year old when the controversy exploded. They'd been performing it live on the 1991 Lollapalooza tour. No issues. But after Rodney King, after the LA riots, after the acquittals, suddenly the song meant something different to America. Suddenly it wasn't theoretical. It was real rage responding to real violence caught on camera for the first time. Ice-T eventually pulled the song himself, not because he regretted it, but because Warner Brothers staff were getting death threats. People who had nothing to do with creative decisions were being targeted. And Ice later said that decision, voluntarily removing the track, might have been the beginning of the end of his time with the label. Because once you show them pressure works, they keep applying it. The song stayed banned, but the message couldn't be erased. Number 5, Snoop Dogg murder trial. Murder Was the Case, 1993. August 25th, 1993. Snoop Doggy Dogg is recording Doggystyle with Dr. Dre. The album's about to make history, then everything stops. Philip Woldemariam, 20-year-old alleged gang member, gets shot and killed. The shooter, Snoop's bodyguard, McKinley Malik Lee, but Snoop was driving the vehicle, which makes him an accomplice. Both charged with first-degree murder. Here's the part nobody forgets. Snoop had just written Murder Was the Case before any of this happened, before the shooting, before the arrest. In the song, he raps about his girlfriend being pregnant. She wasn't pregnant yet. His son Corday was born May 20th, 1994. The murder case happened August 1993. Snoop wrote about events that hadn't occurred, like he saw it coming. September 2nd, 1993. Snoop performs at the MTV Video Music Awards, walks out on stage, yells his innocence to a cheering crowd, turns himself in that same night. Posted $1 million bail, and Doggystyle drops November 1993. First rap album to debut at #1 on the Billboard 200. Sold 806,000 copies first week while facing life in prison. The trial became a spectacle. Started November 1995. Defense claimed self-defense. Prosecution argued premeditated gang violence, but the LAPD destroyed evidence. Woldemariam's clothing, bullets, shell casings from the scene. When that came out in court, you could see the jury's faces change. February 20th, 1996. Not guilty on murder charges. After 6 days of deliberation, Snoop and Malik acquitted. The manslaughter charge hung. 9-3 in favor of acquittal. Judge declared mistrial. DA declined to retry. And here's what Snoop said afterward. He was done with the gangsta lifestyle because continuing that path meant death or prison, no other options. Everything that he said came to reality. Living like a baller. The trial changed him, made him realize his daughter needed a father, his family needed him alive. Murder was the case stopped being a prophecy, started being a warning. Number 4, New York, New York, The Dog Pound, 1995. September 1995, The Dog Pound drops New York, New York featuring Snoop Dogg. DJ Pooh produces it, samples Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5. And according to Corrupt and Daz, it's supposed to be a tribute. Love Letter to New York plan was to feature Nas, Biggie, Big L in the video. Celebrate where hip-hop started, December 1995. They're in Red Hook, Brooklyn, filming the video. Times Square, Manhattan, showing love to the birthplace. Then the set gets fired upon, drive-by shooting, nobody killed, no arrests made, but everything changed in that moment. Because according to multiple sources, including Snoop years later, Biggie allegedly called into New York radio, rallied hometown listeners, told them Death Row was disrespecting New York, came to their city to diss them. So the Dogg Pound and Snoop said bet. Changed the entire video treatment, added scenes kicking down NYC skyscrapers, filmed near the World Trade Center, turned a tribute into a declaration of war. And when that video dropped, the East Coast-West Coast feud went from words to something darker. Capone in Noriega, Mobb Deep, and Tragedy Gaddafi responded with L.A. L.A. The Dogg Pound recorded N.W.A. 87 with Tupac, DJ Quick, and Deadly Threat. Went after Biggie, Mobb Deep, Tragedy, Jeru the Damaja, A Tribe Called Quest, Channel Live. That track stayed unreleased until 2011, too incendiary even for Death Row. And here's the tragedy. Kurupt explained in 2013 that the original concept was unity, bringing both coasts together. But after bullets flew in Brooklyn, after the media sensationalized everything, after Bad Boy and Death Row started playing chess with artists' lives, that song became something else. A flashpoint, a rallying cry. And within a year, the feud that New York helped escalate would claim its first major casualty, the tribute that never was. Number 3, Hit 'Em Up, Tupac Shakur, 1996. June 4th, 1996, Tupac releases Hit 'Em Up as the B-side to How Do You Want It. The song opens with the most savage line in diss track history. Aimed at Biggie, referencing Faith Evans. Tupac and Faith had been photographed together after her separation from Biggie. No wedding ring, the implication was clear, and Pac wasn't subtle. Went after Biggie, Puffy, Junior Mafia, Mobb Deep, Chino XL. Called out Bad Boy entirely, accused Biggie of stealing his style, referenced when Biggie used to sleep on his couch, claimed Biggie knew who shot him at Quad Studios in 1994 and did nothing, even targeted Prodigy's sickle cell anemia. That's why you're sick now. Mobb Deep's Prodigy told Vibe he was hurt, never had beef with Pac, never said his name, and suddenly, Pac was weaponizing his health condition. The music video made it worse. The original single cover had Puffy's head on a snake's body, Biggie's head on a pig. Death Row approved it, then pulled back. Too far even for them. Here's what people don't talk about. Biggie refused to respond. Lil Cease explained on Instagram Live that Big told everyone at Bad Boy, if you make a response record, I'm not fucking with you. Don't call me, you'll be cut off. Mace wanted to respond. Lil Kim wanted to respond. Big said no, because according to Lil Cease, Big wanted to squash the beef. Wanted to make peace with Pac, and responding would only escalate. September 7th, 1996, 3 months after Hit 'Em Up dropped, Tupac gets shot in Las Vegas and dies 6 days later. The song that was supposed to end Biggie's career became Pac's epitaph. And when Biggie got murdered 6 months after that in March 1997, Hit 'Em Up transformed from diss track to tragedy, the last exchange in a war that should never have happened. Number 2, Big Mama Thang, Hardcore, Lil Kim, 1996. November 12, 1996, Lil Kim drops Hardcore, and the opening line of Big Mama Thang shocks radio. Female rappers had been sexual before, but nobody had ever been this explicit, this graphic, this unapologetic. The album featured Biggie heavily. He executive produced, appeared on 4 tracks. The promotional campaign showed Kim in skimpy bikinis surrounded by furs, sexual imagery cranked to maximum, and critics lost their minds. C. Dolores Tucker, who'd already been battling gangsta rap for years, called it gangsta porno rap. Filth testified at Time Warner's 1997 shareholder meeting. Said hardcore represented everything wrong with hip-hop. But here's what Tucker and conservative critics missed. Kim wasn't being exploited. She was in control, flipping the script on male rappers who'd been objectifying women for years. On Dreams, she rapped about which male rapper she wanted to sleep with. The album went double platinum. No Time with Puffy hit #1 on rap charts, made Kim the first female rapper with 2 consecutive #1 singles, Not Tonight remix with Missy Elliott, The Brat, Left Eye, and Angie Martinez peaked at #6 on the Hot 100. Went platinum, got nominated for a Grammy, and 20 years later, Nicki Minaj and Cardi B cite Kim as the blueprint, the template for female sexual agency in hip-hop. Because hardcore proved a woman could be as explicit as any male rapper and dominate commercially. Kim opened the door, then walked through it wearing a fur coat and counting money. And every female rapper since owes her for kicking that door down. #1, 97 Bonnie and Clyde, Eminem, 1999. February 23rd, 1999, Eminem releases the Slim Shady LP. Track 7 is 97 Bonnie and Clyde. The song describes Eminem disposing of his ex-wife Kim's dead body in a lake, with his toddler daughter Haley in the car, talking to Haley throughout, making it sound like a fun trip. Here's the disturbing part. Haley's actually on the track. Baby sounds, cooing. Eminem told Rolling Stone he lied to Kim. Said he was taking Haley to Chuck E. Cheese, took her to the studio instead. When Kim found out he used their daughter to write a song about murdering her, she went ballistic, and M knew exactly what he was doing. Revenge music, written when Kim was stopping him from seeing Haley. Marilyn Manson got asked to appear on the song, declined, said it was too misogynistic. Think about that. Marilyn Manson, who built a career on controversy, said no. That's how extreme the content was. The song originally appeared on 1997's Slim Shady EP as Just the Two of Us.
1, 2, 3. There goes mama splashing in the water.
Sampled Bill Withers' wholesome classic, twisted it into nightmare fuel, then M re-recorded it for the major label's debut, made it the prequel to Kim on the Marshall Mathers LP, where he actually acts out murdering her in graphic detail. The trunk sounds at the end of Kim matched the beginning of 97 Bonnie and Clyde. Connected narrative. Critics accused M of glorifying domestic violence, promoting misogyny, desensitizing listeners to intimate partner violence. Academic analyses called it genderphobia. Women's advocacy groups protested. But M defended it as cathartic exaggeration, fantasy, not advocacy. And the song helped launch him into superstardom. Here's the legacy. In 2014, U.S. Supreme Court Chief Justice John Roberts quoted lyrics from 97 Bonnie and Clyde during oral arguments about free speech on social media. The case was Ilanis versus United States. Roberts cited the song as an example of protected speech that sounds threatening but is clearly artistic expression. Eminem's most controversial track became case law for First Amendment protection, and that's the pattern through all 10 songs.
Yeah, that's why you can't get it away. But don't worry, Daddy made a nice bed for mommy at the
Government tried to silence them. Labels refused to distribute them. Presidents condemned them. Police unions boycotted them. The industry wanted them erased, but they couldn't be stopped. Because once you tell people they can't hear something, they need to hear it.
She's one of those type of women that do crazy things, and if she don't get away, she'll throw a fit.
Once you try to silence an artist, you make them louder. Hip-hop learned that lesson in the 1990s, and America's never been the same since.
Cause mama's got a new husband and a stepson, and you don't want a brother, do ya?